This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Kelley Seriano. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing awesome.
It's a great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now?
Denver, Colorado, right in the city.
All right. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
More than likely, it's my Neurosculpting modality that I'm certified in, and it's just a form of meditation that helps us remove stress, think better, while building new neural pathways in our brain.
Ooh, who did you learn that from?
I learned it from the founder, Lisa Wimberger. Started taking private sessions with her in 2012, and my whole community was wondering what was different and why I was just a lot more centered and, quite honestly, just happier. And I attributed it to the Neurosculpting modality with Lisa, so she nudged me to go through the certification program, and I continue to be a practitioner and also practice the Neurosculpting modality while staying current with all my qualifications and certifications and such.
Is this all happening in Colorado?
It is, yeah. The Neurosculpting Institute is here in Denver, Colorado, just about 5 minutes from the heart of the city.
That's intriguing. So tell me, how long have you been doing this for?
I started in 2012 and went through the certification in 2013. So I'm what you call an original gangster, OG. Lisa, although she had been doing something like this her whole life, she, put the institute together, and that just maybe 3 or 4 years before I moved to Colorado from the Midwest. And so we've just been going strong. We're now global and have practitioners certified all around the world.
That's amazing. Wow, it must feel great to be part of something like that.
It is, because it's really for the greater good. And during the day I have a corporate job, which, don't get me wrong, is fulfilling. Yet neurosculpting is something that I know can help many people inside and outside of not only the organization I work for, but also in the fitness classes that I teach. I teach yoga and barre and cycle. And it's really helped me in my interpersonal relationships, and helped repair relationships I thought were just over and dead and gone, with family members, friends, you name it. And it's really also helped me through the grieving process of, my mother's health really declining. And it's just really helped me ground in times where I needed to be fully present and not, let myself go and get too wrapped up in emotions when things had to be done fast. So it's helped me in many, many ways.
What does a session look like?
Neurosculpting is a 5-step process. So it starts with an induction process, which takes a student from a sympathetic arousal, which is go, 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 rush, rush, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do, and moves the student into a parasympathetic state, which is rest and digest. So in simple, plain science, it's moving from your limbic center, which is fight, flight, or freeze, into your prefrontal cortex, which is your best self. So we say it starts with getting your prefrontal cortex online, and that's going to be your executive thinking center. From there, I move into a toggle between your left brain, which is the mathematician, the scientist. It likes process, it likes prediction, and I allow it to dance with your right brain in this story that you really create. I just give simple cues and prompts. And the right brain is going to be color, texture, smell, all those juicy things that make us so good at our arts. And the two sides of the brain do a dance to really create a new neural pathway, decoupling two stimuli that once were stressful or triggersome or got our adrenaline really pumping, and recoupling that stimuli with something more fulfilling. For example, I used to be very nervous about taking tests. I used to just be horrible at them throughout my younger days and even into my successful career. And neurosculpting helped me really decouple that stressor that I was feeling at times when I had to take tests and I was coupling stress with work. And then I said, wait, I love work. What's the problem? It was the test. So I had to really piece that apart. And I now, just through working through that neurosculpting process, I'm able to really excel at taking tests, quite honestly.
That's amazing.
And then throughout that meditation, I introduce somatic tapping to identify where the stressor is sitting in the body or where we're feeling that tightness, because the brain doesn't know the difference between what's happening and what's not. It simply is going to think whatever you tell it is reality. And so the tapping is helping move that stressor out of the body. I've actually healed my own chronic pain with this. I used to be on the floor for hours at a time with pain that I just didn't understand what it was. Neurosculpting helped me not only release that pain, but not have to retrace the story as to what it was. It just helped me release it. Now, it took a couple of years, yet I'm pain-free. And there's the outduction where I have the student actually name the meditation. So it's a quick go-to. We all don't have hours in the day to meditate. Let's face it. We have busy lives or just don't feel like sitting there for an hour. So neurosculpting can be done in a simple, 15 to 20 minute process. And then it could be brought back up in a time where, okay, I'm going into this meeting and I need to be grounded and fully present. Well, by naming the meditation and with a simple tap to the forehead with your non-dominant hand, because it brings that prefrontal cortex online, that aha moment online, we can quickly come back to that meditation in an instant. So neurosculpting has been very, very helpful in my day-to-day life.
Intriguing. Thanks for sharing that with us. I appreciate that tremendously. If someone wants to reach out to you, where's the best place for them to connect?
Sure. My website is kelleymovement.com, and that's Kelley with an EY. So kelleymovement.com. And from there, they can see the different modalities that I'm trained in. And neurosculpting is an absolute tab on my website, which actually links to the Neurosculpting Institute website, too, if they want to research it a little bit further.
All right. Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Kelley Seriano. Kelley, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Kelley, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Playing kickball in the backyard with my friends and at times my sisters and brother. We had, I grew up in a suburb right outside the city of Chicago, and it was back in the simple times where we used to hop fences and play tag, and kickball was my absolute favorite for some reason. I think because I was really good at it. And I was the youngest of 5 kids, so I would just beg my sister and my friends to play it with me. And so finally, after convincing them, we would have this huge game in our backyard of kickball. And the whole neighborhood would come.
Connecting to who you are today.
Well, I am quite the ringleader. I love gathering people together. I love being part of a group. I love exercise and getting excited when we win. I can be competitive. I can be funny. And I was the same back then at, 10 years old. And even when I still see my friends from childhood, they say, Kelley, please don't ever lose your sense of humor. You're hysterical. So, and you're fun. And those are just two traits that I refuse to ever give up.
There we go. I love that. Well, do tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
I've taken care of myself. I'm very much into self-care. And I also dance on a couple of professional teams here in Denver, Colorado. And with that, it's really important for me to stay healthy and keep, my bones intact, my muscles intact, also keep my body intact. So I stay away from any substances that would affect me in a negative way. And I really take that time to get proper rest and proper nutrition and proper exercise. So between that and constantly being a student of my craft and just ensuring that I'm on the cutting edge of education for fitness or brain work or body work or interpersonal relationships, I'm constantly just improving on who I am and wanting to get better. And at the same time, teaching others as much as I know and sharing my gifts.
That's wonderful. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old on this time machine, what was your favorite song, Kelley?
My favorite song at 12 was Bananarama. They sang a song called Venus. And I used to just sit there with my record player and play it over and over and just dance my little heart out.
All right, Kelley. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Kelley, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Can you repeat that?
Sure. I did that pretty quickly, didn't I? Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Absolutely.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More.
If you had to share with us, Kelley, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Kelley Seriano, what would you say that is?
Just be you because everybody else is taken.
There we go. Kelley, well, this was such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, this has been great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was a great pleasure having you, Kelley. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it tremendously. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.